First things first, on an exciting Wednesday morning, a career night for KD. What did Durant's historic night say about Giannis? Switched it up on you there. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bears say there's no scenario where Justin Fields starts week 1. What? Is this a huge mistake? And finally, Aaron Rodgers fashion news, wearing a shirt with a hidden message, not that hidden, it says I'm offended. And with that, I'm going to welcome you into quite possibly the greatest show we've ever done. Maybe, I'm not just this network, I'm not just this program, in all programs in the history of the universe. That's how excited we are. I'm Kevin Wilds, Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall. Brandon, you've got your own t-shirt line. Are you thinking about going the Aaron Rodgers route?
No. Why would I do that?
Sure.
We have something that's hot right now, and it's going up in prices. We got little Brooklyn Nets jerseys. We got KD. We got Harden. Everything is for sale.
You don't have those licenses.
Everything is for sale.
Illegal.
Oh, we're going to start things off in Brooklyn because KD had a performance for the ages. 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, triple-double. A total masterpiece. Durant told Steve Nash to leave him on the floor in the first half after Milwaukee jumped out to an early lead, and that strategy paid off handsomely. Nets came back from down 16 at half to win Game 5. Here was the star of the show after the game.
I didn't even think about nothing but just each possession. You know, I was just trying to win each possession, and I didn't think about how many points I had or shot attempts, like, you know, or rebounds, assists. It was more so like, just let me do what I need to do each possession. And that's the approach I always take, and I was able to rack up some points. I did play every minute, so, you know, that helped with my point total. But for the most part, I just try to stay engaged on the defensive side of the ball all game.
He's the best. He's the best player in the world right now, and we gotta beat him as a team. We gotta guard him as a team. We gotta make him make tough shots like tonight, and we just gotta keep doing our job, and hopefully he's gonna miss.
Well, keep hoping. Didn't happen. Brandon, what was your reaction to Kevin Durant's historic 49-point Game 5 performance?
Well, first, everybody thought we were going to be in all black today, mourning, celebrating the wonderful time we had throughout the regular season with the Nets, and it was all over, but we're still in black and white right now. I'm telling you right now, I was nervous last night. It wasn't pretty, Nick. Wilds. I mean, they were cold. You got Joe Harris, who couldn't hit the side of the backboard. KD even started off cold. I was nervous. They went down, 15 points at times, and at half, big deficit. And then all the second half came out, man, and they lit it up. They did a phenomenal job. Look, KD did exactly what he was supposed to do. Yesterday, a lot of us was talking about how he at least has to drop 40, 45 points. Look, I was a little conservative. I thought he needed to drop 50, but I didn't want to go all the way out there on the limb. So I was like, yo, 45 is what we need from KD. And he came through when his team needed him in the biggest moment. Having James Harden out there, I felt like was a sigh of relief for KD to go out there, man, and just fight through. And like he said, take it one possession at a time. Because you can see, like, most players in those situations in the first quarter, second quarter, when things aren't going your way, you can see them start pouting. You can see them start bickering and arguing. They didn't do that. They took it one possession at a time. And these are the type of moments for KD where when everyone knows you're going to shoot the ball and you still produce, where you go from superstar to Mount Rushmore superstar. And this game can go down depending on how this ends as the game that KD solidified himself as the best player on the planet, like Giannis said.
Well, Brandon, the only thing you said there that I'll disagree with is you said everyone knew he was going to shoot. I don't think Bud knew he was going to shoot. Someone should have told him, hey, who knows? They're going to go to KD. But we'll talk more about that in a moment. You guys joke that I'm an amateur NBA historian. There are some benefits to that, though. The context for last night is quite simple. It's not only the greatest game of Kevin Durant's career by far. The only thing that comes close is Game 3 of the 2018 Finals, but this outstrips that by a couple standard deviations. It's one of the greatest playoff games any wing including Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, the Mount Rushmore of wings in the NBA, at least as of this moment, has played. What Durant did last night was everything. And people might focus on the 49 points, which is the second most he's ever had in a playoff game, or the 17 rebounds, which is the second most he's ever had in a playoff game, or the 10 assists, which is the most he's ever had in a playoff game. I'm going to focus on a different number, 48. For Kevin Durant to play every single second of that basketball game and to be going all out on both ends was one of the most remarkable physical accomplishments I've ever seen in the NBA. This man is a couple years removed from the single worst injury a basketball player can suffer. And all he did last night was shoot flames out his eyeballs when his team needed every single possession. I mentioned Larry Bird and Kobe Bryant. Neither one of those guys ever had a playoff game as good as this one. Larry had a couple unbelievable game sevens. The 87 conference finals against Isaiah and the Pistons probably stands out to most. Durant was better than that last night. Kobe's 50-point overtime performance against Phoenix when they made the playoffs without Shaq after Shaq had left. A lot of you, that's an iconic Kobe performance. Durant was better than that last night. And Wilds, for the entire world to know, the Nets have one way to win. Kevin Durant has to play a 10 out of 10 game. And he delivered a 12 out of 10. It is what makes you start, and I'm not trying to get us on this path immediately, but it does make you say, all right, Durant versus Bird, let's look at it. Durant versus Kobe. Let's start looking at it. Those are going to be real conversations that can be had over the next few years. And this performance, this is what I was saying the other day, he didn't have anything to lose, but he had a ton to gain because he had this in him, and we saw it last night. It was a perfect basketball game. Perfect.
It was amazing. Well said, well said. I want to show you a handful of tweets, Nick, and get your reaction on a take that I think we need to address. Here's LeBron, greatness, appreciate it while you can, people. Kevin Love, greatness from KD, incredible performance in CJ. Wow, KD, this is art, real life poetry in motion. And I want to focus on CJ's thing because I reject the idea that questioning Bud's defense takes anything away from KD because it wasn't art. This is a competition. No one's like, you know what? That canvas really needed to step up and play a better game against the Mona Lisa. That doesn't happen. There was a competition. Everybody knows KD was the only offensive weapon. Bud could not stop him. They didn't throw double teams at him. Giannis didn't go to him. They didn't do anything to stop him. It was just PJ Tucker, a few rotations, but it was KD raining down fire. So, Nick, I guess my question to you is this. Do you question Bud's decision-making moving forward when knowing going into this game that the Nets have one way to beat you? And the Nets came out and executed a very basic game plan, let KD cook, and it worked.
Listen, I know we're going to get to the Bud and Giannis part more in depth later. Yeah, I question every single thing that Mike Budenholzer did. I questioned Darvin Ham not pulling a Crimson Tide and going mutiny on Coach Budenholzer, locking him in his in a closet and taking over the game. But I want to say something else about Durant because this is Brandon, and I want your take on this because as an athlete, I think guys got angry. I think athletes sympathized more with Durant than guys in my position when he was getting all the criticism for picking Golden State. And then going to Brooklyn, he has Kyrie, and then helping orchestrate the trade for Harden. I think last night helps illustrate why basketball fans in an odd way, hated those moves because you, as a fan of sports, you, or a fan of